Hello. Okay. Hey, Jess Wings, how you doing? Carrie, let me get the chats out there where I can see them. Figured I'd come in for a bit. Sarge has that premiere at 8, so I thought I'd come in and see if anybody wanted to hang out before that. Hey, Steve. B&G, how's it going? I don't know if any of the other guys will be coming in or not, but who needs them? All right, I got the chats popped out, so if someone comes in on another channel, I'll know about it. That's right. In the civilized world, it's Thursday night or evening, actually. Hey, Claire. So why'd you all call me here? Yeah. Yes, let's talk about something exciting. What do you all think about Claire's new hairdo? Hey, Kelly. Could possibly be worse, Carrie. Your son could be in trouble with the law. I say could be possibly worse because I don't know your wife. It's okay, Carrie. We don't care about her religion. So I was thinking, oh man, I need a drink. I was thinking after I scheduled this, I really should have something to talk about when I do this. They are called Choco Biscuits, which in this country we would call a cookie with chocolate on it. By the way, if you click on those little red dots, I also recommend you click off that thing that says reactions. It gets rid of that big annoying heart that blocks chat. Yeah, I was surprised nobody decided to go live this morning. Hey, Steph. Hey, Richard. Hey, Gluck. Hope you all had a good day today. Tomorrow is Friday for you people that still care about those things. Oh, Mark. For those of you who came late, we were just admiring Claire's new hairdo. If anybody remembers Phyllis Diller, it's modeled after her. Lucy! Lucy, who decided to expand her name just to put another Dan person in my life. Do you know how many Dan, Dannys, and Daniellas are in my life? Oh, Lucy, how's the knee? That was you, right? Knee or ankle? Joey? Oh, yeah, let's see. Uh, yeah, I saw that picture. So, I was thinking earlier, I paused for laughter. You know, I like Sarge, I consider him a friend, but I realized how little we have in common because he is obsessed with Toddler, a BSBT. He also is still on the Wrangler kick, and he watches the F3 boys talk about Toddler and Wrangler. And he likes that tomato lady talking about those people, and he goes on BO's panel. And I can't stand BO. I don't care about Toddler, Wrangler, or any of those other people that's talking about him. But that's just me. Well, sure, you just replied to Claire asking. I asked you too, Lucy. Talk about someone who was just exonerated and found not guilty. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I assume you're talking about Chile, and that is pretty much all I know about him. I never heard of him before that whole court thing. Hello, GMK. GMK, who obviously likes tomatoes. No, he doesn't have it live. He has a premiere at 8 o'clock. That's why I figured I'd come in until then. It is a pre-recorded video. Hello, audit. Mirrors. I did, from what I saw of it, thought that Chile was wrongly convicted, but I also thought that the guy was an asshole, and I wasn't surprised that the judge went outside of her authority. Let me toss this out there for any of you who might not have subscribed yet. We do have our first couple of interviews lined up. I think it's going to be an interesting, hey, MSG. It'll be different from what we do here. And like I've said, if any of you have a story you want to tell, get a hold of us. We'd love to listen to it. You know, and like I said, I don't like to talk about the clown, but did you notice last night that Toddler did not dare come here to defend himself, even though I very kindly made a live just for him. Hello, Tri-State. Hey, Cart. I actually had a good day today. Nothing all that exciting. It was a good day. Okay, I missed that reference. Why are we arguing about the First Amendment? Yeah, Steve, the little bit I saw that place, I don't like it at all, but I think it sucks the way they treated you and Mr. Curry over there. Oh, there you go, folks. MSG was out riding his bicycle today. Just joking. His bicycle has a large motor on it. Hey, Mitch. Oh, okay. BSBT, I would love for you to come up here and explain just what MSG did wrong today. Because I think he's a fairly knowledgeable guy. Well, I'm sorry, but you do not have the First Amendment right to correct me. Well, see, MSG, that just shows how skilled you are. You can screw up without even being around. No, thanks, BSBT. I do not come here to watch other people's channels. If people want to come here and talk about things, that's great. Other of my partners may come here to watch other channels and talk to them, but I'm here for this channel. I'm all in favor of conversations, which there seems to be about 6 of them going on in chat right now. I'm absolutely certain that I could totally go away and nobody would notice. Which sounds an awful lot like the way I grew up. Just kidding about that, by the way. Well, thank you, Lucy. And though I know your name, I'm going to keep calling you Lucy because I also like that song. And That's what I came to know you by. Yeah, BSBT, but the thing is, I don't like your fucking attitude. Calm down a little bit. You're in my house, not your own. Okay, now Lucy just sent Mitch Ho love. I did not even want to go into that any deeper. Okay, see, now I don't even remember. Did Kelly, were you already here or you just came in? Either way, hello. Yo ho ho. Ah, plot twist. So, the thing MSG did wrong today that was actually yesterday was on Dick Bag's channel where MSG has not been in a long time. And yet BSBT is very insistent that he was giving bad legal advice to people. So much so that he's been a bit of an ass about it. This is getting interesting, folks. By the way, folks, I think Steve and Mr. Carey are both good examples that not everybody that goes over to that channel is bad people. Good luck, Mirrors. Hope your winning streak keeps on going. Pretty sure Mirrors is off to the casino. Hello, El Peron, or whatever your name is. I refuse to say that stupid long name. Yeah, I got totally lost in this conversation or these conversations. Oh, nice one, Kelly. If the two of you want to come up here and hash it out, that's fine with me. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, Lucy, you totally do not look it, unless that picture you sometimes use is 20 years old. Yeah, Carrie, we try to treat everybody nice in here. And by we, I mean the other three guys. For some reason, I have a reputation of being something of an asshole, but hey, Steve, I even gave Uncle Wyatt a chance, but then he still came in and was a jerk. Hey, how's it going?
What's going on there, Muck?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I may have made a comment. I believe my comment was on dick bags actually, and it was about obstruction. And when you divert attention away from an officer who's on a call and interject yourself without any relevance to what that call is, you're basically obstructing by dividing that officer's attention from the task at hand. And that could be articulable facts that can be put in a report. Now, Chili beat his rap, but which I find amazing. But then again, that was some of the judges nowadays. That doesn't surprise me. But yeah,
Well, I don't remember if I saw the whole Chili video. I just remember seeing part of it at the time when he was arrested. It seemed like he was pretty far away from the scene. But I don't know if was he over there like talking to them and stuff?
yeah, but it's mainly his demeanor and whatever. But he's interjecting himself way more than just videotaping, which I know I've never had any of that kind of shit happen to me, but I know in Worcester it's happened several times. And as a matter of fact, they even have some training videos on it. And they ended up getting arrested for obstruction, and it stuck.
I know. I always said I'm a big supporter of the auditors, which I had no say in choosing that name for them. But anyway, but the ones who do it right. I don't like people who instigate because that's not a true audit. You know, if you go to wherever, either cop watching or you go into a office building, you know, public office and you're just filming, that's auditing. If you go in and you cause trouble to get a reaction, that's not. Hello, BSBT.
Give me just a minute.
Yeah, we're listening.
I'm just restreaming. Hold on.
Yeah, that was the only comment I could think that you would have had a problem with.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to come at you sideways, MSG, or anything like that. So I hope you know I'm not. I'm just trying to correct the record because, I mean, well, first off, let me
Well,
just
first
ask
off,
you.
let me just say this before you go any further. I was posting as MSG retired, not as a police officer.
Okay.
And I'm not representing myself as a police officer.
But
That
but
is
you
my
are all the
opinion.
time. But you are all the time. Like right now, like your command post right now, if you say something out of order or out of pocket right now, oh, trust me, you'll have to answer for your claims.
Why?
Right?
I'm
Like if you
retired.
No,
I
I'm
retired last
saying
fucking October.
from being a cop.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you have a First Amendment right. But what you're saying,
I
so that's
aged
okay, that's
I
but
aged
here's
out at
the thing.
65.
But why were you trying to play like you didn't know what I was talking about? Like why did you try to play it
You
off
said
like why?
up on panel. You said up on panel. Chat's not panel. If you had said comments I had
Okay,
made,
yeah, I got it wrong. I got it wrong, right? Like I got it wrong. Got it. I got it wrong.
well, that's why I was like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I haven't been on anybody else's panel.
Right. So, but can you cite the law that you're referring to when you say that somebody can't interfere verbally? They can intentionally. If you go to I'll just say it like plain in English. If you go to your law,
So,
it will tell
so
you
it's not a law. It's not a law. It's
Houston
just
versus Hill
common.
will tell you can intentionally distract a cop. The
Yes.
Supreme Court, the supreme law of the land, upheld this decision if you want to go to Houston versus Hill. But I'm going to ask you, please cite the law that it says you cannot distract verbally a police officer. Please cite the law. Like, tell me the law.
It's obstruction.
Okay, please quote the law. You made the claim that it's obstruction.
I got to look it up because I don't. It's been a bit. And to be
Now-
truthful, I've never had the situation. However,
Now we're getting somewhere. So you don't even know obstruction. Listen,
I
I'm not.
do know obstruction.
Well, then quote it.
I want to quote it for my jurisdiction. It's chapter
Okay.
268, section 34. Whoever. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. Sorry.
It's okay. Listen, I can give you
Do you-
Taylor's almost
Oh, yeah.
verbatim.
No,
Do you really
this
think
works.
every cop should be able to quote
This
exactly
works. Here
every
we go.
law?
So, chapter 268,
but it's
section
not about
34.
that.
Whoever disguises himself with intent to obstruct the due execution of the law or to intimidate, hinder, or interrupt an officer or other person in the lawful performance of his duty.
So
That's
nowhere in there did it
that's
say it
chapter-
had to be.
That's chapter 268, section 34.
Okay, there was a lot in there, so forgive me, and I'm not writing it down. I wish I had written it down. Maybe somebody could type it out in chat, or we could pull it up. I don't know, but did it say it was physical or verbal in that? I'm guessing you're reading a code or a statute.
Yeah,
Maybe you
I
can
am.
cite-
It's the intent
Okay,
of
maybe you
it's
can-
the law. Or
Okay,
to
maybe you can cite the
intimidate,
statute or the.
hinder, or interrupt an officer or other person in the lawful performance of his duty.
The lawful performance of his duty. Okay.
Right. So
Well,
if I'm
that-
on a traffic stop and I'm dealing with this traffic stop and you come over
Mhm.
and interrupt me, that is obstructing.
Okay, maybe according to that code or whatever.
No,
Like
according
I
to
can
that
I can
law,
see.
Massachusetts state law.
Right.
So
Okay. If it's
You
Massachusetts
just told me.
state law,
You just
right?
told me to quote the law, and that's the law that in the jurisdiction that I have to
Good.
work with.
Good. That's excellent. We're getting somewhere because I'm not really trying to have like a gotcha moment with you. I'm just asking because there may be. Well, listen, I'm dead serious because there's undercover cops that watch. There's police that watch me of all people. They watch me. It's crazy. But there's cops that will watch me And they'll want to know like the actual law. Like they kind of have the cops that watch me usually are the ones that are like, hey, I don't really have this law thing all figured out, and I think I'm being set up kind of to maybe, commit crimes instead of prevent them. Holy shit. Like I'm kind of waking up to the idea that I don't know things about law that I should. But anyways, I'm glad that you quoted that. Like I said, I don't have anything to write it down, but did you hear what was said yesterday in the Chile de Castro thing? Did you hear any of that? Like how obstruction is a physical act. It cannot be,
I didn't go back and
what
look
was
at the Nevada, or I didn't go back and look at the Nevada obstruction law.
Then don't comment.
okay. Nevada, right, and it was in a different district too. So I'm not trying to argue with you that Massachusetts would apply to, but I mean it's already been. What I'm trying to say is all of the persuasive case law from top to bottom, universal law, God's law, common law, statutory law, all of them say the same thing, that obstruction has to be a physical act. Like there's no getting around that.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It does.
We can agree to disagree.
You're going to get a lot of cops sued by telling them that. You're going to get them sued, and then maybe even worse, because ignorance of the law is no excuse. And there is Section 241, Section 242,
I just
deprivation of rights under color of law.
You fucking muff.
You quoted your understanding of it.
The day that it comes to book the blue, it may be coming sooner rather than later, MSG.
I just don't know
a lot of
part of
cops
hinder or interrupt an officer you guys don't understand.
It's not hindering an officer.
It's interrupting him.
No, it's not. If you can't focus
yes, it
on
is.
Your job,
You're not even
if
from
you
the US.
can't focus on your job, you shouldn't be doing the job.
Why do I try? Why do I even try? Why do I even try? Why get up here and even try?
I don't know. It is our legal right to help a person in distress, even if they are being harassed by the so-called pig with a badge.
Sir, you are a fucking retard.
Okay.
Mate, my family wrote this law. Your law in America.
Sir Richard, we kicked your ass out of the U.S. years ago. So
okay,
go away.
MSG. Okay, listen. Okay, MSG, listen. Have you ever been to law school? Just a question.
Have you?
It's not about me. It's not about me. Have you ever been to law school?
You don't have to have gone to law school to understand this.
I understand this. It's a very direct question. Have you ever been to law school, MSG? Yes or no? It's a yes.
Do you understand what hinder or interrupt means?
Before we get there, have you ever been to law school, MSG? MSG, have you ever been to law school? I'm just asking a very simple question. I don't know why.
Have you?
Okay, thank you. No, I haven't. I make it very clear that I've never been to law school. As a matter of fact, that's kind of what gives what I do power, is the fact that I didn't have to go to law school to learn what I know about law. I didn't have to go to law school.
What's the deal? I just now walked in here. What's going on?
MSG is giving bad legal advice in live chat, and he doesn't understand. In his position as a professional on YouTube, he could have direct influence over others that may make decisions based off his advice and could get them sued or in trouble.
But guys, wait just a second. Everybody wait for 1 second. Let me tell her what this is about. She just walked in. Tiffany is attending law school now.
Well, I'm only going for my bachelor's.
In very, very early stages. However, the topic is this.
Yeah.
BSBT is a little, he's on and he's off about interference with police officer. Now, what he's not understanding is the term physical, that it must be physical. And let me throw one
or fighting words. Okay, or fighting words. But then you could also
let me throw one thing to you real quick. I'm going to give you an example, okay? And I want you to work this out with us. Let's say that a lawful traffic stop is being conducted, okay? And the officer did catch the person speeding with the gun. It's all on record, okay? He walks up to the car and he says, "I need your driver's license." And the person rolls the window up and locks the door and refuses to interact with the officer. Now, is that interference? Yes or no?
I don't know what that has to do with the fact that MSG said in a live chat that if you distract an officer like with words, that's a crime.
Well,
And he
because I'm
kind of
trying to help you
alluded.
define obstruction without a physical
Because it
act
is a
being
crime
done.
in the state of Massachusetts, 268-34.
And every state does have
Federally, it doesn't
It
coincide.
doesn't
Like
matter. I'm not enforcing federal law, you retard. I go
absolutely
by Massachusetts state law.
what a lot of people are missing.
268-34.
it's painful. It's really painful. You guys are
Federal
making this
law
as
and
painful as it
no,
can be on that.
no,
Well,
Are
we're
you? You're
trying
doing
to
this
break
on
it
purpose.
down.
You guys,
federal
you
law
hate
and
me,
state
don't you?
law is separate.
No, not
What
at
the?
all.
Wait! Everybody
Not me.
stop a sec. Everybody, please stop a second. What the fuck are you talking about? How paranoid are you? You think everybody came in here to gang up on you? You
Not at all.
started this conversation.
I don't. No, I don't. But I'm just saying that the advice is so painfully bad, and then I'm
It's
trying
not.
Except
to
he
help
read
It's
you
not.
the law. He read you the
You're
law
the
that
one
he
that gets
goes
people
by.
locked up by going out and doing this stupid shit.
What, recording
Well,
cops? Oh, yeah. Are you saying that I have to go to jail over and over and over again to prove to
No,
you that,
recording
like,
Well,
cops
obviously
is
you don't.
legal.
It doesn't
Recording
click
cops
with
is
you.
legal.
right? I have to keep going to
You can
jail over
record
and
me.
over and over for you.
People record me when I was working, people recorded me every day. I have no problem with that. It's
And
when
you
they
recorded them
interject
back.
themselves into that interaction when there is no need for them to interject themselves. It's obstructing because they are interfering with that stop.
Right. If they interject, right?
It's all
Now,
about
I
the
will
behavior.
give you
Guys
this.
can record me
MSG,
all day long. And you know what? If you come up and say, "Officer, I've got a question," you know what my response would be? Can you give me 2 minutes until I finish with this interaction? And then I will be more than happy to answer your question.
Right.
okay, let me ask you a question then,
But when
MSG. Do you
people like
consider, do
Chili
you
come up
think,
and say, "All right, little doggy, go fuck yourself and do your thing."
yeah, right.
Well,
So,
right there,
MSG,
guess what? Guess what?
do you consider Chili's arrest an unlawful arrest?
Yes.
No, I don't think it was unlawful.
So
I think,
MSG said no. Who else?
Well,
Let him
Muckster, yes or no?
finish.
however, I can't make a 100% determination because I don't know what the Nevada state law is in
Yeah,
regards to
because he
obstruction.
can't stand up like a man, MSG, and say, "Listen, I saw it. I saw it. He was a little rude to the cop, but the cop
Oh,
said
I've
there
had
should be
people worse
nobody
than that to
suffering in
me.
jail over nonviolent victimless crimes. Like, be a man and just stand up and
Non-violent
say that."
victimless crimes. So
well, hold
basically,
on.
you're saying we should
He's
get rid of
still a
all
cop.
the traffic laws, let people just do whatever the fuck they want.
I didn't
No,
say
MSG.
do
MSG.
whatever they want. When did
No.
I say do whatever they want? No,
That
Yeah,
is
y'all-
legally what
You're
you're
just
supposed to
saying
do.
victimless crimes. That's what all traffic
No.
stuff is, right?
Hey, how
if you're
about we
not causing
de-escalate?
loss, injury, or harm, you should be free to do whatever the hell you
You
want to do.
are a moron
If we
and live in a
truly have
fantasy
freedom,
world.
listen. If we
All right,
truly
guys,
have
I gotta
freedom,
go.
Goodbye,
Let's just de-escalate this just a hair so that. Oh.
coward.
Anyway,
I'm
the courts.
fine.
The courts made that decision.
Wait a second. Everybody say goodbye to Richard.
Bye, Richard.
See you, Richard.
He's been nothing but a pain in the ass since he came up here. And that man wore a uniform, not a police uniform, an army uniform for over 30 fucking years. You're not going to come in here and call him a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
And
mean,
you're
there's
not
really
going to
no
say,
reason.
be a man either, be a SPT. The fuck
No,
is
I'm
wrong
saying
with you? You said
was
be a
in-
man to him.
Oh yeah,
That
absolutely.
man,
You're right.
You're
right.
That man served.
And now he's
Anyway.
acting like a girl online, pretending he doesn't know the conversation that I had with him just yesterday, just because I had it wrong that he was on a panel instead of it was in a live chat.
He
So
doesn't know the
he
conversation
acted
you
like
had,
it-
but you had it wrong.
He acted like a girl and acted like he had no clue what I was
Oh,
talking about when
Jesus
clearly he did. Without
What do you
me
mean acting
having
like
to
a
do
girl,
anything,
bro?
he came up here and spilled the beans on himself. He knew exactly what I was talking about.
Hey,
Did we just not
BSBT.
watch the same thing?
Broken system. Check it out,
We
man.
didn't.
Watch what you're saying is what Muck's trying to say, because I got a girl sitting next to me right now that'll smoke your ass in understanding this law.
She's probably
She's
got
a
more
girl.
balls than MSG.
Right, but why are you saying acting like a girl as if that's a bad thing? You know, this conversation
Yeah, okay,
doesn't matter.
fine.
If
He's
you're-
acting all gossip. He's acting all gossipy. Okay.
Well, the problem that I think
that
Master
help?
Sergeant has with this type of conversation is that he is a trained, long time police officer. And
Right, you're right. He's trained a longtime police officer. You're right. You're right.
And their
Which
training
makes it even more important that he's correct on the information that he's giving, correct?
Or
right.
like he said, he didn't comment because he didn't know.
Right. And you got to let him speak, you know, and you're not letting me and Tiffany speak either. So just calm down.
People get to finish a sentence.
Yeah, just take a breath. You know, the whole thing's going to come out here, I promise. But as far as that topic, you know, you're talking to an officer who's gone through training, and I would suggest that Master Sergeant is a good cop. I think he's a good cop, and I think he's trying to do well. However, what their problem might be is his training might not be sufficient to the actual understanding of all of the complicated breakdowns inside of these laws. So yes,
we agree.
We have a valid argument here, and I think
we agree.
But I don't think you're going to get anywhere in getting past that barrier by yelling and screaming and name calling or bringing people down.
That's not how you have.
I didn't think I called him names. I just described his behavior.
Stop being a girl. Be a man. Stand up.
Yeah,
you might not have called him a name, but it's the same fucking thing.
MSG's probably got he's probably got very thick skin. I'm sure my words are not. He's not gonna have trouble sleeping at night.
Well, I don't care because you're in my fucking house, and we in here want people treated with respect.
And at the
I'm
same
the only
time,
one that gets to disrespect people here.
Go
ahead, make your fucking faces.
I will disrespect myself right now so fast.
That's okay. How about when nobody gets disrespected? Look, can we let Tiffany say something?
I was just going to say, you can't have a conversation and be able to work out any misunderstandings or miscommunications whenever you are yelling and being aggressive and not letting people finish sentences.
And both of you all were doing it.
So, I mean, this is a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the conversation I would prefer to have with him, but he just spouted nonsense.
Well, let's go ahead.
You kept contradicting yourself.
How did I contradict myself?
I don't know.
Did I say?
Go back and watch the recording.
First
he was on the panel, then he wasn't on the panel. Then he was totally wrong about the law, and then he read the law to you.
That's not contradicting myself. That's getting it wrong and misremembering the details. But he knew what I was talking about. The overall point is he knew what I was talking about, and it's clear he knew because he came up here without me prompting him. He came up here and he spilled the beans on himself. He said, yes, I said this, remember?
Yeah,
exactly.
But hold on.
He was speaking what he
got an
knew
argument
to be
whenever
the
I came up. I know why. The reason I came up is because you all are arguing about something and both of y'all had an element wrong each. So,
not trying to have an argument. I'm not trying to have an argument with anybody. I'm trying to come to an understanding.
Can we get back to talking about that subject, please? So we're talking about obstruction, hindering an officer. Okay, depending on which state you're in, different name, different state for different law. But it's hindering an officer.
Let him. You're leaving.
Oh well.
Well, no. It's just listen. If we're gonna get into this, like according to the statute, the code, this is what it says per state. It's like it's ridiculous to even. Did you guys?
No, I wasn't going to do that. I just was saying they call it different things in different states.
At the federal level, like precedent-wise, like they cited Supreme Court cases. They cited influential state or case law from district. I think it's in Nevada. They cited a bunch of different cases. A bunch of different federal cases.
Chili's case, if you're upset about Chili's case, he won his appeal. That means it has been precedent.
He didn't win.
Yeah,
he still spent 100 days in jail.
Yeah, I know, but you're talking about the law obstruction. He overturned in that case. He did not commit obstruction.
He did not. He hired a lawyer to do it for him because he couldn't get it done himself.
But you're not a court. You're not a judge. I'm not a judge. Master Sergeant's not a judge. Muckster's not a judge. But a judge did decide that case, Chili, in fact, did not commit obstruction. That's all I'm trying to say. Now,
I mean, the words, the words from the judge are kind of, I mean, as much as, things went wrong or, as many stupid things happen, I was very pleased when that judge was kind of like, was reading that, I got a little bit of little bit of happiness out of that.
Little hope,
You know what I
little
mean?
hope left, and some people in the system. That's right, understanding the law. And look,
It's still
here's why I wanted. Here's why I wanted to interject with your conversation. One thing, an element that you might need to elaborate on learning is the element of the physical nature. Okay, because you're taking it as all the way physical must be like a person touching somehow. Now that's not the
Chris.
case, because a person can touch their door handle and hold it. A person can touch their lock mechanism and push it down. And that is considered the physical element that is inside of every one of those state statutes to the obstruction law. So,
yeah, if you're going to put yourself in the statutory jurisdiction, do you understand that courts operate under dual jurisdiction?
We fully understand jurisdiction, homie.
Dual jurisdiction? Do you understand dual jurisdiction?
We understand jurisdiction. Very
you
much.
understand that all of the courts operate under dual jurisdiction?
They help him out.
Under what jurisdiction?
All these courts operate under dual jurisdiction. You do understand that, right?
In what way?
Explain dual, please.
Dual jurisdiction? Well, I mean, I'm not the expert on it, but in my experience, from my personal experience, there's the commercial jurisdiction, which is what, landlord-tenant issues come in. That's where you see the all caps thing, right? That gets kind of Sov-Sit language, if you want to put it, Sov-City type talk.
So civil.
But it's true. There's dual jurisdiction.
City.
There's a corporate jurisdiction. There's a common law jurisdiction. And
Whoa.
most folks don't even know it, but they're in the corporate jurisdiction. They're subject to that corporate jurisdiction because they're on record identifying as a citizen and because they're identifying as a 14th Amendment citizen.
I'm sorry.
So
that's not the word jurisdiction. You're not talking about jurisdiction. If you tried to file anything and you used that terminology when you're explaining your jurisdiction, it'd be thrown out. You'd be gone.
You have federal jurisdiction, you have state jurisdiction, and you have local whenever you're talking about the courts. Now, whenever you get down to the local courts, they're going to be separated into criminal and civil.
Mhm.
There's several different types of court proceedings that fall under each.
And they drag the civil jurisdiction over to the criminal jurisdiction to get everybody into slavery and bondage and
Oh my God.
having
I've
to
never
as a
seen that
subject.
happen. I've never seen that happen. I've never seen that happen.
Give
I've
an
never
example.
seen-
Give an example.
Because anytime a criminal charge comes out of a civil litigated case, it has to be handled within criminal court. It has to have its own case number assigned to it in the criminal court jurisdiction.
And it gets moved in jurisdiction to handle the criminal element. So
sometimes criminal.
Okay, let me give you a quick example. Let me give you just a quick example.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where'd he go?
Oh, okay, that was he just.
So what I do.
There you are.
But
there. Well, we didn't hear what you said. You bounced out and in there for a second. You said,
"Oh,
let me give you a quick example." We didn't get anything after that.
Yeah, like an example is like, as far as the jurisdiction, like being in the corporate jurisdiction versus the criminal jurisdiction. In my case, down in Taylor, Michigan, who is the victim down there? It's interfering with a cop, right? Who is the victim in that?
Well, my question is, first, I got to ask you this. What do you mean corporate jurisdiction? There's not corporate or private is in all
I
the
have
different
a prosecutor on record stating that she works for a municipal corporation, and that's who she was bringing a charge against me on behalf of.
That's an incorporated city isn't the same as saying a corporation. But I wanted to hear an example of taking something out of civil.
Her words, not mine. She represents a municipal corporation.
Right.
How does that municipal corporation bring a claim against me, a living man? How does that happen?
There are incorporated cities and towns. That's not.
They do it through the corporate jurisdiction. Is what happens. But
I wanted to know about you say they drag things out of civil to put them into criminal to turn people into.
Oh, they want to stay out of the common. Have a man or woman on the other.
Yeah,
sorry. If my connection is bad, but they don't have a man or woman on the other side to bring the claim. So they have to bring the claim on behalf of a fictional entity. right? Again, this might get real like Sob City, but this is law. This is
Sob
real
citizen,
law.
not Sob City. If you're going to be a
Yeah, this
Sob
might get
cit, be
Sob
the right
City is what
thing.
I'm trying to say. Like, because folks don't understand that this is real law. It's common law. It's like, it's a real thing. There's folks
Well,
doing
you know
stuff.
what? I look at sovereign citizens, perspective on law, and I actually find that they got a lot of shit. I mean, it's hard to argue a lot of it.
Pretty hard.
However, in the bigger picture, it's not the way they have the jurisdiction thing all wrong, and that is not the way our system operates. So, even
Are
if
you
you,
sure?
yeah, I'm positive. I'm dealing with it
You're
now all the time.
100%. So your understanding could not be like your understanding could not be wrong.
Well, I'll just tell you this: we filed and we've gotten jurisdiction correct. We've had a judge removed over a jurisdictional issue. We understand jurisdiction, and it's not the same way that sovereign citizens would have seen it. They would have thought that every judge could have gotten kicked out of jurisdiction on their part. That's not how
Well,
it works.
do you know I've been threatened with? Do you know how many times I've been threatened with contempt for asking to see the factual evidence of jurisdiction?
Well, are you following the court proceedings in through the process properly? Because a lot of
Chris,
people get kicked out of court for contempt because they don't understand that they're asking for something out of turn.
Chris, do you hire attorneys to speak for you if you go to court?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't. I do not. Nope.
Yeah,
Not going to happen.
Yeah, you should.
I think that that's part of the problem.
Until you learn it, until you know it like a lawyer knows it, yeah, you should. Because I mean,
I can't even get a straight answer out of this lady, this administrator who's claiming to be a judge. I can't even get her to answer a direct question. I said, do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing? Do you think that's grounds for contempt?
if you're speaking out of turn and out of process, I can see how
No,
a judge
she
would
asked
get
me a question. Nope, she asked me a direct question. She said, is there something you need to tell me? And I said, before I answer that, I have to know, do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing?
Okay, so she asked you a question and then you did not answer the question and asked another question. So yeah, I can see the judge getting frustrated with that.
In order to answer her question, I needed to know the answer to my question first.
Well, you might need to present that way to the judge formally in the right procedure, in the right process.
Do you think I'm going to let them go around making claims and shit without me correcting the record? That's not going to happen.
Nobody's asking you to do that. The only thing that we're saying is that you need to follow the court process the way the court process is written in black and white. And that would require you to answer. Yes, you do. That's why you get held in contempt.
I'm not a part of their legal society. I'm not a part of their legal system.
Your ass is in that courtroom,
You're
buddy.
living in America, and that is the court process that we have. That's what we have. That's what we have to follow. That is the rules here.
Yeah, they're called court rules, and you can read them before you go. So if you're going to represent yourself, I definitely would do that.
I've read a lot of these court rules. Yeah, I've read a lot of them.
Okay.
Like, there's no live streaming in court, and I've live streamed pretty much in almost every.
Not those rules. I'm talking about the rules to procedure of whatever type of case you're there for.
I don't care about that. That's for attorneys to know.
Well,
like,
that's what gets you in trouble.
When you're speaking on your own behalf in court, you are representing yourself as a pro se litigant, and you are absolutely required to know the court process and procedure to the best of your ability. Yes,
how are you going to enter your evidence
Tiffany,
if you don't even know how?
That's not true, Tiffany.
It is true.
Listen, I have nothing against you guys. I'm not trying.
No,
to,
we don't either, buddy. We love you.
Yeah,
we're just trying to be.
This is not correct information, though. Tiffany, that's incorrect.
Well, how's your court going then?
Well, how is my court going? I've had a judge recuse himself. I've had 3 judges. It's taken about 2 years. They can never produce the goods. Every time I show up for a trial and say, let's do this, I show up for the fight, they back down, right? It's laughable at this point. But yeah, after about 12 times of going, I'm tired of just recognizing their jurisdiction, because you'll have some folks, even the judge, the sitting judge in my case, he will even try to say that, oh, just the fact that you showed up is proof of jurisdiction, which it's not. That's incorrect as well. It's
Lucy
an
wants to know
indicator,
what
maybe.
jurisdiction your warrant was in.
It all
What?
starts. The procedure starts with establishing jurisdiction to make sure you're
Right.
doing the right court.
The
So
You would
question,
agree
judge
with
is
that?
gonna
question, the
start.
question from chat was, which jurisdiction was your warrant in?
That's in the corporate jurisdiction. They're trying to do
There's no
harm to me,
such
the
thing as a
man, by
corporate
using my person
jurisdiction.
to do harm to me.
There's not a
Are
corporate
you
jurisdiction.
being heard in civil, criminal, district, or federal court? That's the question.
Oh, it's a district court in Taylor. Yeah, you guys should.
Okay.
You can watch it. It's on YouTube.
Okay, no,
Like,
no, that we're
Okay, so we've
that
got
was the
state,
question. So,
district, court. Okay.
all right, so your district court and
you guys haven't
is the
seen these
case
court dates? What's wrong with you guys?
is the case criminal?
I haven't had time to see the court dates. I've been going to school and trying to work on our court stuff.
Yeah, we've been
I
in
don't-
court.
You might want to watch this stuff too.
You
No,
think
we
we're
would
all
love to.
obsessed
If I
with
had
you?
time, brother,
No, I don't think you're all obsessed with me. But what I'm saying is, like, you're talking to me like I don't have real world experience to draw from.
No.
I think
no.
we
We're
were just
asking you
asking what
questions.
jurisdiction you were in.
That's how it
Actually,
felt to me.
what
But
got
we
me
would
in
agree.
crazy- I was
Well,
just going
can
to
we
say
go
what
back
got
to where we agree? I'm sorry we're talking over each other, but can we go back to where we agree? Because Chris just said that jurisdiction is the first thing that they handle. That's basically the point of an arraignment. We would agree to that. Like that's
No, that's
like,
not the point of the arraignment. It's the very first thing that
Yes, it
happens
is.
with every court. To make sure you're in the
the
right court.
arraignment is to gain jurisdiction. You don't know that?
No, it's to
What?
part of it is
It's to
confirming that
establish
that's happened.
jurisdiction. Yes, that's
Look,
what the
look, here's-
arraignment is for. It's to rein you in.
All right, here's the kind. No, it's not the rate.
What?
It's to establish that. Okay, no, okay, we're way off here.
Okay, they'll tell you, listen, they'll tell you the point of an arraignment is to inform you of the cause and nature of your charges, right? Which they don't. They don't do that, but they'll tell you that's what they do. And then to ask if you need a lawyer. That's the two purposes they have for an arraignment. But the real reason for the arraignment that they don't tell you is to establish jurisdiction, which is why
well, I
in
had
any
one. I
sob
had an
sit-
arraignment
and-
today.
Hold on, let me finish. Let
You
me
ran
finish.
from
Let
a
me finish.
fucking
That's-
failure to appear warrant. You're
Oh
a
my
pussy
God.
and you ran from a fucking warrant.
Loopy, your audio is horrible. Drop that crazy psychotic woman down now, please.
Lupe,
Thank
you
you.
sound like a robot.
Thank you. Get
okay,
her the
so
hell out of here.
I had.
I did
arraignment-
not drop her, by the way.
Yeah, she just fell out. I had arraignment for 2 felonies and a.
No, we're
and a
gonna tell the
misdemeanor
story
today.
like you dropped her and kicked her on behalf of me. We'll just
No,
tell that story.
because you
Thank
do
you,
not
Muckster.
run this fucking panel. You don't tell
Okay.
me who to drop or who to let in.
You're right, Muckster. My
I
apologies.
know, I'm always right when I'm in my house.
Chris,
I had-
please. What were you saying, Chris?
I had court this morning at 9 a.m. for 2. It was the arraignment hearing.
Great. Did you let another man speak for you?
What? Okay, no, wait. How about let me
Did
finish
you
what I
let
was
an
saying?
attorney speak for you? Did
Let
you
me
another
finish what
man?
I'm saying. I can't stand it when people cut you off in the middle of your sentence and then try to change the subject. I don't like when people do that. Please don't do that to me.
Okay.
I was saying that I had an arraignment this morning, and it was for indictment on 2 alleged felonies and an alleged misdemeanor, all in criminal circuit, correct? Meade County, so I believe it's a circuit court. Now, that is established in that hearing to ensure that we're in the right court, in the right place, in the right state, using the right judge for the right type of proceeding. And
Yeah,
that
all those
they
things.
do
Yeah,
so
they're all good.
much that they can do it within the first 3 seconds if someone isn't arguing out of term and off base, not understanding it. So I think what you might be running into, if they're just trying to do the 2-second process of making sure they got the right jurisdiction, and you're arguing already, and you're not even correct about understanding the jurisdiction rules, that's probably a problem. Like I could see everybody going, "Oh my God, we're never going to get through this."
Yeah, I mean, you're right that it could be a problem. You're right there, Chris. But the thing is, like, before it's a problem, though, like, all I do is ask questions. I don't go in there and start claiming things. I don't go in there and start
I
going,
understand that.
"Oh, hey, you don't have jurisdiction." They could have jurisdiction, Chris. I just want to see the factual evidence of it. It's a very simple request, and you said it yourself. We even agreed at the beginning that. They're going to establish jurisdiction, right, at the arraignment. You
Yep.
did say that
Well,
earlier, right?
any time at the very beginning of any court, that's the first thing they do, even on paper
Okay,
before you go to court.
so we're in agreement. So let's keep it where we're in agreement, right?
Okay.
That is yes, you're correct. Now, a guy like me says, "Hey, let me see the factual evidence of it. Like, let me see it on paper," because the prosecutor must have filed this, right? The prosecutor must have put this in. The very first thing they should have done is put that proof of jurisdiction in there, the factual evidence, the one page it should be on, right? We
Well,
can
only
agree
if
on
it's
that.
argued. If you,
No. In
yes.
order to bring the case, he needs to bring a charging instrument, correct? They call it prima facie evidence, we don't need to get into the legalese, but
Technically,
you do
yes. I'm already
understand.
with you. Yes. Technically, yes. Okay. Keep going.
Okay, so you understand that should be the first thing that the first document there should be the factual evidence jurisdiction, correct?
Well, it'll establish jurisdiction in the charging instrument. So the charging instrument should
Okay.
consist of like a probable cause.
Okay. So
well, hold
now,
on. Whoa. Let me answer.
okay.
So, like, I'm going to use my case as an example, Meade County. Okay. They say in the probable cause, I am a sworn officer of Meade County Sheriff's Department for 8 years, and I recognized this thing that he'll write out, that he'll put the statute number, and he'll say, this is a state law violation in which occurred in Meade County, Kentucky. So that would be the establishment.
You think those codes apply to you, right? Like, you think
No,
those
hold
codes
on.
apply
I'm
to
going
you?
to tell you what I'm going to say. I'm not going to get thrown off. I got too much to do. So that basis could be argued if it's incorrect. Now, if like I'm telling you how to argue jurisdiction properly. Now,
I'm not trying to argue with any of these folks, Chris.
I'm
That's
trying
what
to
you're
help you understand
misunderstanding, is that
jurisdiction.
I'm
Bear
not
with me.
trying to argue with them. I don't try to argue with them. I just say, where is it? So we
Which
just
is what I'm getting
established,
at.
let's go back for a second because we were getting somewhere. I just got one point to make. I'll make it really quick, is that we already agreed that the first thing they should do is establish jurisdiction. And the second thing they should do is be able to provide it on paper, right? So
Well, it already is.
would you be, wait, I'm almost to my point. Don't cut me off now. Here's where it gets good, right? When I asked to see the factual evidence of jurisdiction, why didn't they have it, Chris? Why did they say they're going to need 30 days to produce it?
Because you need to request for what's it called, Tiff? Their motion for discovery.
No,
You need
you're
to ask
missing
for
the point.
discovery.
Why we already agreed, remember, that should be the first thing that is done. Like, the prosecutor should establish jurisdiction on paper, right? Like,
Okay, so are you
boom,
saying
that
that
should
you
be
got
the first.
arrested?
Let me interrupt here to get things clear in my mind. And I'm talking to Tiffany. Speaking as a TV lawyer, isn't that first hearing? It's basically the prosecution says, on this date, in this place, this person did this.
Yes.
And the judge said, do you plead guilty or not guilty? And the guy says, I plead not guilty. And the judge says, all right, get the fuck out of here, and we'll hear all your arguments later. The judge does not listen to a bunch of arguments where you're asking for proof, or you're asking for proof of jurisdiction, you're asking for proof of the crime or anything. It's just, are you guilty or not guilty? And we will get to this other shit later.
Well,
If
unless
you
you
have
got a
arguments
bond.
about it.
That's what you
Unless you
think
got
an
a bond to
arraignment is,
settle, because
Muckster?
a
What?
bond would be settled in that court too. So if there's a bond, it would be settled there too. But yes,
All right.
Muckster, you're right. Now,
And what?
now the
Wait.
next-
He said something else though too. What'd you say? BSBT.
I said that that's your understanding of how an arraignment goes. It's real simple, right? Real simple, quick.
That's
and
That
not
easy.
was
arraignment,
my
that was preliminary.
understanding. That's why I wanted to know if Tiff agreed with that. Was the basic.
We were talking about
The
preliminary, not
arraignment is
arraignment.
not saying I want to see proof of the crime or anything else.
Well, why wouldn't you ask for proof of the crime? Why
Because that
wouldn't you
comes
ask for
later.
proof
And if you would hire a fucking attorney, you would know this instead of acting all like Chris and anybody else is doing something wrong by getting a lawyer to talk
When-
for me because I'm a real man. I talk for myself. And that's why the judge charges me with contempt, you stupid fucking asshole.
Yeah, but they threw me in for contempt for 10 days, but they let me out the very next day. Explain that one, Muckster. Explain that
Because
one.
the judge has
They
full
do that. The
discretion on
judge
how
thinks
long
it
to
over.
hold you.
Yeah.
The judge has full discretion of how long to hold you in contempt. If
Do
they,
you want to
if
know the
they,
lesson I learned from that? Do you want to know the lesson I learned
I
from
doubt
getting
if
the
you've
contempt
learned a
charge?
fucking thing in your life.
Oh,
I'm
I learned
hoping
a
that
big
it's
lesson.
request discovery during the discovery process.
yeah,
I learned a huge
Right, Jeff.
lesson in that. I learned the lesson of a lifetime in that. It's that you can't trust what a judge says, even when they put it on paper, because they say that you're in jail for 10 days, but they'll let you out the next day. Now
Oh
I
my
can't trust
God,
a damn
you're
word
mad
these
that the
fucks say.
judge let you out early?
I can't. I can't believe a word he says, even when he puts it in writing. I can't believe what that lying fuck
I thought it was
says.
a woman.
No, it's a.
Oh, you were talking
I'm
about
talking
Chili's
about
was a
another
woman.
case,
Never mind.
Muckster.
oh, well, I'll
Muckster,
tell you
I've
what.
had.
BTS,
I-
listen, if that judge sees this panel, then he won't do it again. He'll make sure to keep his word.
Oh, listen, he can right here. He's got a Morabito right there. He's got a Morabito. Okay,
Well, you have
because
to
that guy
understand discretion.
he tried getting $650 out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But,
understand how frustrating it is.
I mean,
I want to
really,
help you.
To be honest though, this is a learning experience, right? And I mean, I'm really not trying to be a prick when I'm up here. I know it may come off that way sometimes, but I'm really not. I just want to try to get to good understandings of what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
And
I'm with you.
and MSG doesn't need to come up and say, hey, yes, I said that if you're talking to a cop, that's interference. Then he quotes some statute, right? And then the statute, nowhere in there does it, specify whether it's verbal or physical, right? Nowhere in that. I'd have to go back and re-listen, right? But
Well, if you
my
read
thing is,
all of the elements to that particular statute, I promise you there's going to be case law surrounding it that's going to establish what all of those terms are. That's what the argument in the court process is for. This is where you're getting lost, homie. You're getting lost in understanding you need to get some patience, and you need to understand that nothing in the legal system happens fast for you, the citizen. Okay.
well, I have no
Not for you.
patience for folks coming up here and then talking about the law when
No, I
MSG
was talking
admitted
about
that
for
he's never been to
process.
law school, so he doesn't know. He
Neither
read the
have
law, but does he
you.
comprehend what that law says? That's
I'm
the
not going to
second
sit here
question.
and bash on MSG.
I'm not
Okay,
bashing the
hold
guy. I'm
on,
not
hold
bashing him.
on,
I
hold
hope you know
on.
I'm not trying to bash on the guy. I'm
But
just
Enough.
I'm
saying.
not going to go backwards
Shut up.
either.
Shut the hell up. I'm the fucking voice of reason around here, and you've got me pissed off.
Holy shit. Who do we have up here now?
Killing
up,
time
Killing?
passing through.
Another
Oh, what's up?
person whose house you're in.
Okay,
You have
great.
done
Thank you.
nothing but disrespect MSG. Nothing but disrespect that man since you've been on this. Don't interrupt me. Don't even try. You've done nothing
Telling
but
the guy he was
disrespect that man.
incorrect.
You just
Telling the guy
interrupted
he was
him.
God
incorrect.
damn it. I'm gonna boot your ass in a minute. I haven't
I thought you.
said-
He's just backstage. He can still hear.
I'm sorry. I've had it with that bullshit. We don't do this here. Yeah, all right. You want to flip me off? I will boot your ass. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Well, I would like to say this. I think that Broken System and MSG had a good opportunity on a very respectable panel to have a civil discussion and work their way through their understandings and their differences. And I think that they were failing miserably at doing that. And I think it was really difficult because, very impatient. That was a very impatient experience. It was dealing with very low tolerance to patience. Broken
Well-
System, if you can hear me, buddy, you need to work on your patience level. You're
I'm
never going to
sorry.
learn if you argue every single little detail and then run around in circles on the topic and everything like that. And you're definitely not going to get anywhere by throwing stones during the conversation. Now, after saying that, I hope that everything works out for him. I hate seeing anybody get tackled by the system, especially if they have not been proven guilty yet. Take some time to listen to each other and learn.
All right. I apologize for
Sorry.
coming up here heated and jumping in like this.
I got to drop
But-
out for a phone call. I'll be back, guys.
All right. I'm going to apologize to the panel. I'm going to apologize to our chat. But I could not sit and listen to that man just constantly go back and trying to needle and just throw BS against the wall. That's not how we do it. He's trying to overtalk everybody. He's yelling at everybody. He's trying to overtalk anybody up here. That is not what this panel is about. Muck, I apologize for jumping in
No.
on you.
No, please. I'm glad you did. I mean, I know if you get heated, then it wasn't just me. Because anybody who comes here regular knows that you don't jump off like that.
And by the way, I'm removing his damn feed.
I was about to as soon as we got done talking about him. I was going to say goodbye to his people also. Yep.
No, I'm not even messing with that. It's just, it's.
Well,
ridiculous.
I meant it as a go fuck yourself goodbye, not a polite thanks for being here goodbye like we say to our people.
Now, for the record, I did not ban him. I booted him. I kicked him out of the studio. But he's not listening to anybody. He's not wanting to have a conversation. He's doing nothing but trying to confuse things. He's using that subsit terminology where they pick part of a word and, okay, that's the meaning. It's not the whole word. It's just part of a word.
Yeah.
And I can't take it. I'm sorry. I I didn't mean to ruin the panel. I didn't mean to run everybody off.
No. He ruined the panel himself.
But I couldn't take it anymore, Buck. I'm sorry. That's
all good. There was a little bit of excitement for a while. But yeah, he's lucky he's not banned.
I didn't ban him.
I know.
And the only reason I kicked him is because he's sitting backstage flipping me off.
And
So
and I disagree with Chris. I don't think MSG was being unreasonable talking to him. That guy kept trying to talk over MSG.
I agree. And I'm sorry, but it just
Well, now you're really in trouble because Lupe's going to come up and yell at you.
I'll take it. If I earned it, I'll take it.
Oh, I miss Josh. I'm sorry. I tried to be so fast and it didn't work out. Did he run? Did he run?
No, he didn't run. I kicked him from the studio.
What did he do?
I put him backstage. Then he wanted
And
to
I want to apologize for getting as heated as I did, but he would not listen.
No.
Oh my God! Give me the Cliff Notes, the router shit, the bed here at the beach house, and I had to like reboot everything. I'm not a tech whiz. That took me a minute.
He would.
But I mean,
he would say.
I quoted Massachusetts General Law, chapter and section, exactly what it means, and it doesn't say it has to be a physical or verbal. It says interfere. Interfere is anything you do to interfere with that officer performing his duties, whether you're yelling at him, which is going to divert his attention, or if you run up to him and push him. It does not have to be a physical act. It's anything that would interfere with that person completing whatever they're doing.
And you made it clear you were quoting Massachusetts law.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and even when he would say to you something about, okay, you're right, I had that wrong, and then he'd follow that right up with, though you're wrong. It's
Well,
like he just was talking in circles the whole time.
Yeah, well, he was saying I was on Dickbag's panel, and then I was on some judge site panel, and I wasn't on anybody's panel. I made a couple of comments, and I basically made the comment, and I knew that's what he was going after because he is that borderline soft sit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's when I came on, when he started to ramble on and talk his shit to Tiffany and Chris about jurisdiction and like he's fucking
corporate
on
jurisdiction.
He's on the run from a simple failure to fucking appear bench warrant. Like, get it together, fucking Josh. Stop it. Fucking stop it. Stop it, man. Get your
I don't know what corporate
$250
jurisdiction
together and face the fucking
No.
music.
No.
Corporate jurisdiction. There's no
couldn't
such
even-
fucking thing as corporate jurisdiction.
Exactly. That's what I said to him. He said about, oh, well, that prosecutor even said that this is a corporate, however he said it. Well, yes,
That sounds
there
Well, the
are
town-
places called incorporated towns.
The
That
town I
doesn't
used to
mean
work
they're
in-
a private corporation.
That's
The town I
definitely
used to work in
soft-
is incorporated.
Yeah.
That's crazy soft set language again.
Yeah.
He's gone over. He's like gone.
As soon as someone starts talking about common law, then I start thinking,
You
oh,
know how
here
you
we
prove
go.
jurisdiction? By your presence.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Your presence in the state of Massachusetts. Guess who has jurisdiction? The state of
right.
Massachusetts. Thank you.
Your existence, your mere existence anywhere in the planet is going to give somebody jurisdiction over you. I
Well-
hate to tell you that.
And the thing he can't get through his mind either, he was talking about trying to bring this stuff up to the judge, and he didn't understand why the judge cited him with contempt. Because even if there is a jurisdictional dispute of subtype, that's not where it comes up. You know, that's to argue later. It's like, okay, your paper says that it happened here, but it didn't happen there, so you don't have jurisdiction. You know, that's not for the arraignment.
Yeah,
I don't know
the
who that
problem,
Sir
Josh,
Anthony was, but that guy was definitely a soft set.
Josh's
Yeah.
ego. Did you hear how he always leads with this to every fucking body? You don't know about my case. You don't know about me. You don't, no, right? He said
You're all against You're
this
all
is
against
the
me.
third time today I've seen Tiffany go, no, I'm not aware of that person. These people, all with the exception actually of Chris and Tiffany, because they're not First Amendment auditors, the whole typical, they're just doing their own thing with their CPS and all that. They don't know about all that thing. They got involved in that like fringely. You know what I mean? It's not their whole identity. Like it is you, fucking goddamn Lanto. Get fucking over yourself and get your fucking pennies together and pay your fucking warrant. Handle that fucking warrant, bitch. Handle that warrant.
The only thing I know about him is seeing him in panels. I know nothing about what he does, nothing about his court. And he kept talking about, well, you all know this and you this and you're against me. It's like, holy shit.
Hey, doesn't K4 take care of his kids?
Last I knew.
Mm.
Everybody can shit on KFAR for a lot of things. Last I knew, he had custody of his kids and more, and in the same house as all of them. So, that trumps you, Josh. Get it together, Lanto. Just get it together. What are you doing? What are you doing on the run, eating chicken tenders at the benefit of other people from that mere pennies of a bench warrant? That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know, my only interaction with any of this sovereign citizen bullshit was I was backing up a state trooper up on the highway. And when I pulled up, I'm looking at the back of this car and I'm looking at the license plate. And it's one of these license plates you can buy online that you put on your car. And there was a dude in there with like a 9 or 10-year-old kid. So I asked the trooper what's going on, and he just pointed at the license plate. And I said, okay, I got a clue as to what's going on. So he's talking to the driver as he's putting the cuffs on him. And I go over and I'm talking to the kid, and the kid's like, my dad's going to jail again, isn't he? And I said, yep. He says, well, I got my grandmother's number. You can call her. Said, all right, I'll give her a call and she could pick you up at the Oxford Police Department. So it's pretty sad when the kid already knows dad's going to jail.
No.
Again, yeah.
Again.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you know something we did learn today. Killing is human.
Well, I'm sorry. I just couldn't take it anymore. That was it.
What happened? Tell me. You were filling me in, killing.
He came in and laid down the law. He, you know what Killen did today? He went full Muckster on our asses.
I lost my temper. I shouldn't have done it, but I lost my temper. I came up and I just started unloading because of the way BT was talking. I couldn't take it anymore.
What was he saying? What was he doing?
Just the way he kept disrespecting MSG retired, the way he kept talking over people, wanting to argue over people. Nothing was right. I mean, nobody could talk. Nobody could talk to him.
Well, you can bring him back. I'll handle him easily. He's
all I did was kick him from the studio because when he got put backstage, he was sitting back there just flipping me off, and I said, "Fine, you want to be that way? Goodbye." And I kicked him from the studio. He's not banned. He can come back. I'll step down.
You never know. You never know. I'll be around.
I'm not going to have a conversation with him because he talks in circles and he refuses. I quoted it. I read it verbatim right off of the friggin' MGL, Massachusetts General Law, but he just.
Literally, now he even got kicked out of the mass hole. Kate had to kick him, or I don't think it was Kate, but she would have. He got kicked out of the mass hole server because it was named there. He had a whole tab where he was locked up. That was a circle jerk. All he does is circular logic. He answers questions with questions. He asks more questions. There's no logic. Blah, blah, blah. Me. Suck my cock. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, he didn't quite make it to that point, but he was doing the circular logic and the whole his inner soft sit was showing bright.
Oh yeah, it was.
His penis is weird too. Weird.
That's a little too much.
Lupe, please do not share that shit with us.
It's already late. It's already shared.
I don't know. I've never seen it, and I don't want to.
No. Just close your eyes. Now you have. It's like a candy cane.
Jesus Christ.
It's weird. It's weird. The colors, the shape. It's weird. It's weird.
Well, being a nurse, you'd be a person that would be able to, do that. Because I'm sure you've seen a 2 or 3 or 4.
You'd be surprised on Discord. I see a lot of them.
You probably see as many in Discord as you do at work.
I almost see more. Almost. It's a pretty fucking close tie, depending on if I'm fucking off or not.
It's up to you, Killen.
Hey, so anybody that's going to tune into Throat Punch Thursday tonight, it's been moved to 9:30 because my guest is stuck at work an extra half hour.
Hang on, VSPT. We'll bring you up.
Is it tonight? Oh, Shiz is tonight. You're tonight.
Who are you talking to tonight?
Scriven.
An Air Force vet.
Air Force Air Cop veteran. He's been a friend of Josh's for a while, but I won't hold that against him.
Sir, we are called the security police. Get it together, Air
Excuse
Cop.
Me. Air Cop, Airedale, whatever.
Fuck.
Hey, I used to work with the security police when I was stationed in Korea. We used to go to Osan Air Force Base and work town patrol with their town patrol.
Air Cop sounds like RoboCop. This is too good.
Okay, we're gonna see what happens here.
Oh Lord. Ugh.
All right, you're back on stage.
Fucking nauseous already.
My babe.
Oh, no,
Punch the camera up, babe. Turn that camera on, babe.
Make me.
Okay.
Lord,
He's just coming in to be stupid. To hell with him.
See, I told you. He can't even like control himself. He thinks that's gonna trigger me. Cam up, cam up. He can't even
You know what, Killen?
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
bother my. It doesn't bother
I
me.
know what you're thinking.
Although
Yeah,
that
and now I'm doing.
and just for the let the record show, let the record reflect, put the needle on the record. I have no control over this stream whatsoever.
No,
I would.
I'll verify that.
I was hoping he was going to come in and try to carry on a reasonable conversation, but instead he came in to be stupid, and then you guys couldn't see it, but he was down there backstage making, all kind of gestures and stuff. So
That's
this
fine.
time he is banned. And by the way,
Poor
I know it maybe isn't relevant, but you don't fucking come in here and disrespect the man who has that avatar and has earned it. I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate that, Muck. You didn't really have to do that on my behalf. It's I was a military cop and a civilian cop, and people talk shit all the time, and it doesn't even bother me. He is right. I do have thick skin, and I was just getting heated that I could not get the point across to him.
You
That
won't get the point across to him.
no, he doesn't understand common words.
I gotta rewatch this now. Don't delete the stream.
Well, I didn't like him calling you a coward and stuff like that.
What did he call you a coward for?
Yes, he did.
What did he do? Paint your nails? What happened?
No, because I wouldn't say that Chili's arrest was unlawful.
What?
Yeah.
Because the appeal got granted?
So here, Lupe, here in a nutshell.
Yeah, how does that work? It doesn't nullify the arrest. It's just the appeal.
No, it doesn't. So I go on Dickbag
It's like
Patrol.
nullifies the charge, right? I don't know about this stuff, but
I went on Dickbag Patrol's thing and made a comment that if somebody interferes with an officer in the performance of their duty in any way, it's obstruction. Well, of course, BSBT lost his shit over that, saying it has to be physical, blah, blah, blah. So I looked up the Massachusetts general law and I quoted the actual state law for Massachusetts in regards to obstruction. And it says interfere. Now, what does interfere mean? Okay, if you interfere with someone who's doing something in any way, whether you start screaming at them or if you actually go up and physically push them or whatever, it doesn't state whether it has to be physical, verbal, or anything like that. You could run by naked and that could distract them from what they're doing. That would technically be an obstruction charge. So I could not make him understand the interfere. He couldn't wrap his mind around that. Well, they have to physically. No, they don't have to physically do anything except interfere, whether it be verbally or physically or whatever.
a Girl Scout can walk up to a traffic stop and attempt to set up her sales booth, and an officer can go, "Hey, you're kind of obstructing. Can you move down the fucking sidewalk?" I mean, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear to the normal humans out there what it means.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, and somebody can also just sit there from across the street and scream like chicken noises or fucking fire and shit like that. The freedom of speech has limits, and interfering is one of them.
And even that, I wouldn't even give two shits about if they were across the street. I mean, yeah. I used to get filmed all the time.
That's more like protesting. Yeah.
And I don't care. They can film me all they want. I've had people drive by, "Hey, fuck you, pig," blah, 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 while I'm on a traffic stop. You know what? I don't care. It's mind over matter. I don't mind. They don't matter. I'm doing my thing. And it is what it is.
I'm going to assume, and it seems obviously and apparent, in case nobody likes the words assume, that it's from half the time they're yelling out like bad legal information too. Like, you don't have to give them your ID. You don't have to get out of the car. This is in Pennsylvania. You know, shit like that. That's going to get somebody in worse trouble. Like, why are you, they're doing it for their own content, not even for like this actual, you know, benefit of the driver. They're doing it for themselves. It's fucking
So
pathetic.
one of the things I'm waiting for
Terrible.
it's going to happen at some point. No doubt in my mind that these people that go out and do the cop watch thing, they're going to show up on a traffic stop and they're going to get all in the middle of it, and that traffic stop's going to go bad, and there's going to be gunfire, and one of these knuckleheads is going to get popped in the squash, and everybody's going to be up in arms over it.
Messy. It's going to be messier than messy.
It is. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
Because traffic stops are the second most deadly thing for a police officer. The only thing that beats that is domestic.
Like, what are they doing? Why are you even there? It's not about you. Don't be about it. Like, what? Keep it moving. Keep it fucking moving. Who are these people sticking their nose in other people's business, let alone with officers involved? What are you doing?
Excuse me just a second.
I think if you're going where I'm going, he just got banned from chat also.
Well, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to let him know, you know, if he was going to come in here and be disruptive, he was going to get kicked out of the chat. But
yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
And here telling people that to go to his Discord for dick pics. We don't want that here.
Ugh. Trust me, you don't.
Candy cane just came to mind when you just. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to have a candy cane at Christmas now. Thanks, Lupe.
Just like I say, you'll never look at Christmas the same again.
Nope, you just completely ruined my friggin' Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
I'll be scarred for life.
Well, might not be able to lick them anymore, but it might be fun breaking them in half.
If BSBT gave enough a shit, he has 3 different socks that are off and all that.
He's one of those, huh?
Oh,
GMK. You know, I was in a small town, 24 guys. I mean, we just let it roll off our back anymore. And I mean, they really push that in the academies now. It's just words. It's not like the old days where you'd get a thunk on the head. I mean, I got thunked on the head quite a few times when I was a kid, but not for calling them pigs or anything, but for just being a mouthy little shit. And I'd get my ass kicked, and they'd say, "Go home and tell your dad," because my dad was a police lieutenant. So I'd go home and keep my mouth shut.
I'm gonna
little top. Please. I have this picture in my head.
I'm fixing to drop off the panel, guys and ladies. I'm gonna let y'all have it from here. I had said what I had to say, and I wasn't trying to white knight or anything like that. MSG's a grown man; he can take care of himself. But I couldn't put up with the disrespect anymore.
I thank you for that.
If Lupe had got here sooner, we wouldn't have needed you.
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, Lupe would have strung him out.
No, I have no doubt. I actually popped in twice. I sat backstage both times.
Josh has a channel. He has the ability to, and the active ability to invite me to a panel at any time he wants to actively talk to me. I block him. I ignore him. I talk to him. I troll him. I have done it all. That's the problem. And he still doesn't get under my skin. But when he sits here and starts to actively disrespect people and then tell lies about people, and then he's like that with Tiffany and Chris, they're like, I don't know my case. And then he's going, well, let me tell you about it. No. Sylvester has several fucking seats.
Go pay your
That's
child support and have several seats, okay, Jocelyn? No.
see, that's
You
that's
you
what
almost
that's
have a you almost have a pretty good Marge Simpson thing going there.
I was gonna say
Almost.
that's why
Couple
she's my
margaritas,
future
that'll
ex-wife.
fucking vacation. Gets to me. That, and plus that gave me the time. I never see him. And plus I don't want to go where he's like rambling over there on like what's that whale-lipped motherfucker? Paul fucking Unslaved. Oh my god, no, I can't go over there. He begs to go up on Stone Vet. He's ugh. If he wants to speak to me, he can have me up on panel. I don't fear Josh in any way. He can talk to me about his weird colored and shaped dick. We can talk about his failure to appear bench warrant. We can talk about whatever he wants. We can talk about his anti-vax, flat earth shit. I don't care. I don't care. But
You know what the funny thing is about the warrant is the cops don't give a shit.
no.
It's
Well,
not a priority to go out and
no.
search for them.
And last time, same thing. They randomly cop pulled into the party store or wherever that he was coming out of, or the it was like a quickie mart, like a Circle K, whatever. Yeah, he'll just get picked up. He's back in town. Last I heard, he's back in White Lake. So keep an eye out, Bolo for this guy nobody gives a fuck about. That's the other thing. He thinks he's fucking Jesse James, like a fucking wanted poster. Like he's hanging in the post office on the fucking FBI's most wanted fucking list. Josh, fucking get over yourself. Have several seats. No. He's nonsense. He's fucking nonsense. Killing it not to give him any effort.
Yeah, right, Son. You're right. Chili's obstruction charge got dismissed. Well, actually, the appeal was upheld, which overturned his conviction. And yeah,
But
it's kind of unusual. I didn't really listen a whole lot to the actual trial of it, but I think by trying to use the officer safety moniker was the wrong way to go about it. And like I said, I still have not looked at the Nevada state law on obstruction, so I don't know what it is. Based on the Massachusetts law, the interference would have been obvious from the recordings.
But
but
people
according to BSBT, Chili's not a real man because he had a lawyer speak for him.
No, see, that's who hate. Good for Chili. People, what do you think about Chili getting out of jail? Hey, awesome for him. He finally fucking got a money's worth out of a lawyer. That's what he's supposed to do. That's what a lawyer is supposed to do. Get you out of jail at any cost. A technicality, an appeal, bail, bond. What the fuck? How do people not understand that? He broke the law. He's done some time. And now he got an appeal. I'm sure he'll mess up again. Next chapter. What?
Oh, he's going to feel totally empowered now. Yeah. And yeah, the cop didn't say how far to back up.
Oh yeah, they don't have a rule, a feet rule there.
Well, there really is no how many feet, but everything that's taught in the police academies, and this is nationwide, it takes 21 feet for an officer to be able to react and draw his service weapon. 21 feet is like the given golden distance.
Sorry, an alarm going off.
For an officer to be able to react to a threat. So
is my shit working? Mic check.
Yes, you're working just fine. And she's gone. She must not have been able to hear us.
But she said she had a call or something. Maybe she hit the wrong.
Yeah, maybe. 25-foot law. I mean, and there may be some laws in different states. Like I said, the only state I'm really familiar with anymore is Massachusetts, because that's where I used to work, and still pretty much up on things.
I I have seen, and I don't know a whole lot about it. I've seen talk different times on um,
Sorry.
channels where a state would put in like a 20-foot law or something, then a federal judge would knock it down.
Sorry, my phone rang.
See, it's really hard to put a specific distance on it
Yeah.
because every situation is going to dictate something a little bit different.
That's what I was saying. My phone rang. I'm sorry. It must be at the officer discretion on like what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, and like I said, it's only a matter of time before it happens with the insurgence of all these quote unquote cop watchers that they're going to pull up on a traffic stop, and the officer's already pretty well focused because something doesn't look right or feel right, and all of a sudden guns are going to start blazing, and they're going to get caught in a crossfire, and hopefully it won't be the cop that shoots them.
Yeah. Because they press and press and press until they get content closer, louder, more. It's never enough.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I support the 1A idea, but I don't think it's a true audit if you interfere and instigate. If you stand back and film, whether it's cops or a public official or whatever, then that's a true audit.
I don't mind cop watching at all. No, that's been around for freaking ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
What would we all do without the show Cops? Where the fuck would we all be, honestly? Best shit ever, best lines ever. You got some crack paraphernalia in your spaghetti noodles will live forever in my memory. People, I mean, that show started cop watching beyond like where they were granted access. And now it's reduced to people are back, and it's still not enough. They still want content. But those journalists that wrote along knew how to just remain and to be safe too. These 1A guys who push, they're not safe for anybody, not safe for themselves, not for the other people, not for the officers. That's the problem. It's like a safety, like especially like nursey shit. Safety. That bothers me. Yeah.
So Lupe, has Todd sent you any dick pics yet?
No.
We heard he's got a thing. We heard he's got a thing for you.
That's a goal. He did. He did until I brought up his son. Yeah, that's his sore spot. I laid low, and then, tiny grenade, boom, RPG. Like he's easy to trigger. He's pretty easy. And honestly, that night I was not there for Todd. I was there for Vippy. I was there for Scott. I was there for my buddy. Oh, I said the name Muckster. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You don't want to mention Mr. Garcia live on the air.
He who shall not be named, Skippy Dippy douchebag. That's why I was there, and he barely spoke because, of course, Todd makes everything about himself. Everything, every last goddamn minutia. Every ornament on Todd's tree probably says Todd. I don't know. He's cute. He's very cute.
And he started to form that little inner circle there with the what is it, the something Oracle and
Flo.
And he's already alienating himself with those guys.
Yeah.
Why?
And he'll do that
because
to everybody.
He's that guy. That's why.
That guy Todd. It's like
I'm not a big fan of BO either.
No, I'm honestly not impressed by Based. To be honest, he does nothing for me. I mean, I know he likes to appear like he comes off unbothered, but I think that nobody works harder to remain unbothered than Based Oracle on YouTube. It's the same.
He's got the same pose, the same hat, the same shirt.
Same angle, same camera.
Same everything, every time. Somebody made a mention. I had him on Throat Punch Thursday, and he actually smiled once. Somebody said, "Oh, you made him smile."
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing, but
It's crazy. It's like Truman Show. Like that camera never moves. He takes like 45 minutes to make and shit. Oh, did my phone do it again?
Also,
well, it's
he
doing
always
something.
speaks in the exact
Shit.
same tone. He never varies whatsoever. Everything he says is all just a monotone. Oh my God, I am so happy. And Lupe left us again.
Yeah, she was having something was going on with her audio.
I'm sorry. That's the first alarm was my vacation pals who were going out to cocktails, and then that alarm was Shiz. Shiz is going live, so I was gonna go watch that too.
Mm.
I have a lot. There's like multiple things going on, but I appreciate you. I appreciate
You're at the beach house, huh?
at LBI. I am out of Brooklyn, and it is
LDI, where's that?
LBI, Long Beach Island in New Jersey.
Ah,
It's
I've
not.
never heard of that.
It's the Jersey Shore, but it's not Seaside Heights.
you just
Jersey.
didn't want to say Jersey Shore, that's all.
It's different. It's the fancy Jersey Shore.
I'm going to be down there racing the end of the year.
Ooh.
What the hell's the name of the town? It's about as
Today we
far.
drove to Delaware. We went to Dover Downs and we were at the casino and we did some outlets, but then it was dead, so we drove back. It was not a good day. We thought it was going to be better. All right. Well, happy Turds Day, and I'll see everybody when I see them because
Yeah,
I'm around.
I got Throw Punch Thursday on at 9:30. I got
Oh,
Scriven.
then I'll see you there. See you there then.
I will be there.
Well, thanks both for coming in.
Thanks, Muck. Night top.
See ya.
I never know whether to call you top or not. I hear people say that because
So
it sounds funny
Top-
saying MSG, but not having been in the army, it just sounds wrong.
Yeah, top is kind of like a term used for the company first sergeant. It's more of a respect thing. I mean, I've had first sergeants before that I've just called first sergeant because they didn't really earn my respect to be called top.
Yeah.
And either way was right, but I wasn't a first sergeant. I was a master sergeant. I wasn't a babysitter.
I'd heard the term top sergeant. I didn't know exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pat's cats, and not a lot of people do. It's more of an old school thing. It was more prevalent back in the late 70s, early 80s. Thanks, Danny. I appreciate that. But yeah, I've been through what, 3, 4 uniform changes, a couple on the dress uniforms. I was around for a long time.
Yeah, I think you started in World War I, right?
Yeah, yeah. Only if it was in September of '78. I think I'm going to end up having to make myself a cup of coffee before Throat Punch comes on. It's almost pushing my bedtime.
Huh. Yeah, you old people.
Wingspan, it may have started back then. I'm not sure exactly what the origins of it were. Not sure when it started. Right
Oh.
on. MSG's a top. Josh is a bottom.
Danny, I think you're exaggerating a bit with Sarge. The only thing about when he put the uniform on, they asked him, "Is it blue or gray?"
Ooh, and he's not even here to defend himself.
That's the best time.
I'll tell you, his uniform was blue because he worked for me.
Yeah.
He was my aide de camp.
But you seem so much calmer now.
My head is still hurting on the whole corporate jurisdiction thing. I have no idea what that even is or where they come up with that
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I always love people like that who they think they are very brilliant, and they're obviously just full of shit. You know, you could just tell that he couldn't understand how the rest of us are so stupid. Oh, well. Won't have to deal with him here anymore.
I guess Shiz is on tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's what Lupe said. She was going over there.
Well, I guess I'm gonna bug out, go make some coffee, and I got to set up my green screen and shit for tonight. So,
Yep. I was only planning on being here until 8 o'clock anyhow, but things got interesting.
yeah, look at the shit show I started.
Well, he started it. Yeah. Well, I don't even want to talk about him anymore.
I get mad at myself when I let him get under my skin like that because I kind of lost it a little bit on him. That guy, Sir Anthony, or whatever the hell he was.
Yeah, Richard.
Sir Richard, yeah. There's a reason we kicked the Brits out of the United States.
That gets that to me too. Whenever people like that come in and start telling us what we're doing wrong. Anyway, did you just have an alarm go off?
Yeah. I got to give somebody a call. All right, Muck, I appreciate you having me on.
Yep, thanks for coming in.
Have a great night, and hopefully I'll catch you over at TPT.
I'll try, but lately anytime I try to watch anything on YouTube, it crashes on me.
Ugh,
I don't know what's going on.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep, we'll see you. Now let's get back to important stuff. Danny, when are we going to meet up to play? By the way, I think I just dragged a friend of mine in. I told her I'm playing that, and when she heard it's free, she was signing up too. And guess what her name is? It's Danny. I said there's way too many Dan people in my life. So it looks like everybody's heading off to other places. Before everybody leaves, I just want to thank you all for being here. And it seemed like the chat mostly stayed pretty respectful and all tonight, except for a few notable exceptions. I will remind people, I don't think I still have, but please subscribe to the podcast channel. I don't have the link at hand, but it's easy to find, FMAK Podcast. I think we're going to have interesting stuff going on there. If you haven't heard us talk about it before this, it's going to just be one-on-one we'll call them interviews, but mostly we just want it to be a place where people come in and tell their story. So if you want to hear people's stories, that'll be a place to go. We'll advertise them ahead of time when we're talking to someone because it won't be a nightly thing. And anybody that has a story to tell, you're welcome to come there. So if you go to FMAK Podcast, which stands for, in case you're as slow as the F in the name is, it's Finkel, Muckster, Ariel, and Killen. If you go over there, there is an email in the description. Email us and say, hey, I think I have a story people want to listen to. And we'll schedule you and have you come on. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. There, Stephanie grabbed it. Not sure who. OMC. Yeah. By the way, Tiffany is tentatively scheduled to be one of the people on our podcast once she gets, some of the legal stuff behind her and all that, so that she could talk more freely. I think she definitely will have an interesting story to tell. I do have a friend of mine signed up for the 28th. Just the bullet points of her is she got pregnant as a teenager and raised her kid alone and managed to finish school and go on and get extra education to have a profession. And that's just the smallest part of her story. Ariel has a friend of his when his friend gets back from vacation that he's a veteran and has stories to tell about that. So yeah, give that a look. Our plan is we'll keep each show to an hour or less. If somebody can't tell their story in an hour, we'll do a part 2 or a part 3 if necessary. But it's going to be all about the person. It won't be a panel, attacking the person, and we will, we'll have people backstage that's pulling up relevant comments or questions. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. Yeah, Kurt. Well, he doesn't seem to understand jurisdiction at all. Hey, Track. Talk about day late and dollar short. You missed it all tonight, Track. Okay, we're slowly dwindling down. I think I'm going to do my thing where I just leave, but I'm not going to shut the stream down so that YouTube will let the chat continue on for about another 20 minutes if people want to finish up their conversations and stuff. But like always, I do really thank everybody for coming in. I do appreciate y'all. And I really didn't expect much tonight, but it got interesting.